WWE creative team. Go directly to jail, do not pass go, and do not collect $200 because your booking of Roman Reigns, that's some bullshit, and I'm going to let you know exactly why. If we are truly on the road to WrestleMania, then Roman Reigns is nothing more than a hitchhiker. He has no vehicle of his own to lead him down a pathway to success, so he's been relegated to bumming rides off of other people, like Braun Strowman and now The Undertaker. But before I get too deep into this video, though, I do have to pause right here to deliver a disclaimer. If you are watching me right now saying, I'm glad that you finally stopped drinking that Kool-Aid, I've been saying for years how terrible Roman Reigns is and how much he sucks, so you're late to the party. As far as that whole We Hate Reigns party goes, I did get the invitation in the mail. It's right here in my hands, but unfortunately, I will be unable to attend. I am not making this video to backtrack on anything that I've ever said about Roman Reigns in the past. All of that stuff still stands. I am a Roman Reigns fan. I have a vested interest in the success of his character in WWE. That's the truth. But you want to know what else is true about me? I refuse to accept mediocrity, and I will not make excuses for it. If I see bullshit, I'm going to call it like it is. With that being said, Roman Reigns beating Braun Strowman at Fastlane was bullshit. If you look at the status of these two wrestlers in the grand scheme of things heading into their match at Fastlane, what you will see on the side of Braun Strowman is truly one of the hottest acts going in WWE today. This dude has so much momentum at his back. He has great booking and he's executing it amazingly well. The dude legitimately is coming off like a damn monster. He's genuinely one of my favorite parts of Monday Night Raw on a week-to-week basis. When I'm sitting down about to watch Raw, one of the thoughts on my mind is always, what is Braun Strowman going to be up to this week? Because he's so damn good at what he does. Over on the side of Roman Reigns, not a goddamn thing going for him at all. There's nothing interesting about the character of Roman Reigns. There's nothing compelling about the character of Roman Reigns. And you have that juxtaposition there. Everything going for Braun Strowman, nothing for Roman Reigns at all. The way that I'm thinking, you got to protect what's going on with Braun Strowman over here. Continue this push that he has. You don't want everything to be going oh so well with him and put that at risk for an uncertainty, something that's unstable in Roman Reigns. But we get to Fastlane and Roman Reigns ends up beating Braun Strowman. And I called that out to be BS. Now, I don't say that to mean that under no circumstances would I have wanted to see Roman Reigns beat Braun Strowman. But as I said, look at where those characters were going into the match. If Roman Reigns doesn't have anything going for himself, wouldn't you want to use the booking of that match to create something, spark some kind of interest in his character, light a fuse under him, create some catalyst to cause some character development in Roman Reigns? But none of that happened at all. If you look at the booking of that match, the only thing that Roman Reigns did was get his ass kicked for 90% of the match, and then he sprinkled in a few signature moves here and there. If you wanted a match where Roman Reigns got his ass kicked, but you were actually trying to tell a story, maybe you could have booked it in the way that you booked Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania a few years ago. There was a story there. Roman Reigns was getting beat down for most of the match, but the story was the crowd did not respect him, so he was going to get his ass kicked, and in the process, he was going to earn their respect, and he was going to move closer and closer to victory. But then some other stuff happened. We're not going to get into that, but that was a well-told story. Shit, you didn't even book Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns in the way that you did Braun Strowman versus Big Show. That was a better booked match than the match that occurred at the pay-per-view. Why couldn't it have been a clash of the Titans where Roman Reigns got more offense in? And I'm not necessarily saying that he could have been seen as an equal to Braun, but it could have been a whole hell of a lot closer than what it was. Allow the dude to show some kind of attitude. Allow him to show some kind of edge other than this standard ass babyface role. Because for him to get so beat down in that match, I'm sitting there and I'm wondering, like, okay, I know Roman Reigns isn't as big as the Big Show, so you say, I wouldn't expect for him to get as much offense on Braun Strowman as the Big Show would. Here's the thing. Isn't one of Roman Reigns' signature traits his strength and his toughness? Don't they call him the powerhouse? Don't they call him the big dog? Don't they call him the juggernaut? You have a person who goes into the match with all of those nicknames, big dog, juggernaut, powerhouse, and he was booked in a spot that could have easily been occupied by Sami Zayn. You're the juggernaut, but Sami Zayn could have did every goddamn thing that you did in that match, and the booking did not have to change at all. That makes no sense whatsoever to me. So we have Roman Reigns, a dull and uninspired character, beating Braun Strowman. The next night, he moves into a program with The Undertaker. And it's like WWE is just continuing to push him through. And this is the thing that boggles my mind. You are not putting any kind of effort into making him an interesting and compelling character, but you keep giving him these moments. And it's like you're insistent on pushing him. If you look over the last few months of Roman Reigns' career in WWE, he's had Universal Championship matches. He's had the United States Championship. He beats this bright and rising star in Braun Strowman, and now he's in a match with The Undertaker at WrestleMania. I just don't get it. I don't know if it's a situation where it's like it's an inability to book Roman. Well, I can't say it's an inability to book Roman Reigns because they've done it before. Look at the feud that he had with AJ Styles over the WWE Championship last year. I fucking loved that feud. What I saw there was a Roman Reigns who had purpose. He had motivation, he had an edge about him, he had an attitude, a cockiness, and all of that stuff was working in tandem. And he was having great matches, he was having some good ass moments on the mic, and he had a commanding presence to where every single time that he stepped on the screen, you were paying attention to that guy. Roman Reigns that I see right now is a shell of that former man. He's forgettable. That's one of the reasons why I stopped watching Monday Night Raw in the first place, because I'm like, this is a guy here who I like, but he doesn't have a goddamn thing going on for him. And that was in September. Right now, we're in March. What is that, 6 months? 6 months. I had to do a little count, you know. I'm a little rusty, but yeah, 6 months. And we're on the road to WrestleMania now. I'm hoping that we can get something out of this feud with The Undertaker, but I sit here and I ask the question, what can I really expect? If I'm judging WWE by the pattern that they have established, what are we really gonna get here? Are we gonna get a moment where Roman Reigns, he beats The Undertaker, yeah, but not a goddamn thing happens with the development of that character? Is that what we're gonna get? I just don't understand. Like, I think that it's an inability to book the guy, but for whatever reason, it's an unwillingness. And if you are unwilling to book him to be a compelling character, why the hell do you keep featuring him in these top tier matches and these feuds and these moments? That's the part that I really don't get. And as far as the crowd is concerned, I guess I'll end the video in saying this. The success of the Roman Reigns character to me, it's not in his crowd's reaction or not in the reaction that the crowd gives him, because throughout that AJ Styles feud, I loved the character of Roman Reigns, and they booed him out of the goddamn building every single time that they saw him. But I was entertained by the character. The crowd reaction does not make or break Roman Reigns for me. Of course, we all want to live in a world where the crowd perfectly mirrors whatever it is that we're thinking. Meaning, if we like someone, we want the crowd to cheer for them. If we really like someone, we want them to get the biggest pop of the friggin' night. And if we hate someone, we want the crowd to boo them. But we don't live in that world. We live in the real one here where, you know, shit kind of goes awry sometimes, and, you know, everybody has their opinion, and that's the way that I see it. So shit, like, you may boo Roman, even if Roman Reigns starts to be booked well and you keep booing him, so be it. So the hell be it. It is what it is. But I see the success of Roman Reigns, him being an entertaining character, someone with some motivation, someone with some fire behind him, someone with some attitude, some edge, and it's been done before. I just don't understand why WWE is unwilling to do it right now. So, yeah, that's it for this video. Go ahead, let me know what you think down in the comment section below, and I will catch you later. Peace. Now I gotta pick up all this goddamn paper off the floor. It was a nice little effect for the video, but yeah, there are consequences to this stuff.